I think the Jinhao 992 is a great choice if you want to get into the fountain pen hobby and you don't want to spend a lot of money. Any one of these pens that you're looking at can be purchased for roughly $1. Take a look at the blue one today. So this pen, or rather the Jinhao 992, was one of my initial pens that I bought end of last year while I was just trying out fountain pens. In today's video, I just want to take a very quick look about all the parts of the pen and kind of summarize some of my thoughts afterwards at the end of the video. So looking at the pen, it has a very nicely made cap. So nice thing about this cap is, it has a very artistic looking finial, with an inner piece of plastic down there. Kind of reminds me like a waterfall. It has a very nicely made one-piece clip, which is very secure. It has an inner piece of plastic down here to keep the nib nice and wet so they won't dry out. Incidentally, this whole finial can be unscrewed. Just be careful when you're putting it back because it's kind of fiddly because of this inner captive nut in there. Another nice thing about the cap is it has this cap band which prevents cracking. If you are one of those who likes to post, if you post too tightly, for those pens that don't have this band down here, the tendency is that it would actually crack. So it's a nicely designed cap. So we just put the cap aside. Looking at the body, it's just a normal plastic body, nothing special there. There's some reinforcing strips down here, which, in the earlier pens, I've seen reports on the internet of cracking, especially near this plug area down here. So at the end of the barrel, you can actually see this plug. It's made of kind of like a melted, I think how they do it is they melt a piece of plastic somehow and plug it down here. I think this part of the pen is probably the least attractive of the whole design, right? That's just my opinion. The threads obviously are plastic, being a very affordable pen. The pen comes, and you probably noticed that it's a cartridge converter pen, and it does come with a converter, which is amazing for the price that you pay for this pen. The converter can be totally disassembled. I'm not sure whether I can pull this out on camera. So you can actually, with a bit of force, take out the plunger part or the piston part. That's how the piston works. And then you have this chrome ring down here. And basically that's useful if you're trying to, or if you want to clean out the converter. So that's how you put it back. Easy as that. As to the nib section, the nib can be pulled out as well pretty easily, and there's also an inner sleeve. Just be careful when you put back the nib. You have to put it back at a certain angle, otherwise it won't go back, so don't try to force it. So nib wise, when I bought this off one of the shopping sites in Singapore, they only had this nib option, which is, I don't think it was very consistently named. Some vendors called it a fine, some vendors called it a medium, and the description was like 0.5, which, kind of debatable what's the nib width, right? It could be a fine or a medium. However, you are able, I gather, to get this pen in a variety of nib widths, right, depending where you buy it from. We'll talk a bit about the nib later on when I write with it. But essentially, the nib is just a plain Jinhao nib. I'm not sure what's the size, probably a size 4 is my guess, right? And that's the pen, right? So let me do a little bit of writing on it with it. Sorry, I'm just going to put the other pens aside. So I have this, I'm not sure what's this color, like an amber color one, all inked up. And so this is the Jinhao 992. I think it's a fine. So it's a nice writer. I wouldn't say it's spectacular in any way. It is very, very smooth, right? So basically, I've tried out most of the colors out there, and they are all, you know, performing adequately for someone who's getting into the pens. They are never, I mean, at least for the ones I have here, they are not scratchy, right? They write well. So I'd like to close off the video with some thoughts about the Jinhao 992. It's probably a pen that has lots of differing opinions from the fountain pen community. First of all, it's a very well-made pen, albeit probably a clone of another branded pen out there. It functions well, it has a decent nib, it's easy to clean out, and the design, even though it's probably a copy, it's a very well designed pen. Then the question would remain that, you know, why would you kind of upgrade from a Jinhao 992, seeing as this pen is, you know, pretty good at what it does? Well, one reason would be to get a better nib experience. So if you've used a Jinhao 992, you know that the nib is a very smooth one, right? It writes well. Probably, you know, it's a good beginner nib. However, the Platinum Preppy's nib, you know, a pen like the Platinum Preppy would come with a nib that's far superior, in my opinion, in terms of the writing feel compared to the Jinhao 992. So that's one reason to kind of upgrade. The other reason would be build quality. So if you take a Jinhao 992 and compare it obviously with a pen that's like literally 100 times more expensive, you know, you would get a pen that's built with a little bit better feel, right? A better materials obviously, and a better nib, with a gold nib that Pilot provides. However, you know, obviously it's not 100 times better than the Jinhao 992, which is 1 point. The last reason I can give is for someone who wants to kind of upgrade from the Jinhao 992 would be, you know, try a pen with a different design. So for example, this TWSBI Go, you know, it has a very different design from the very classic looking traditional Jinhao 992 design, the cigar shape. So this pen brings not just the design aspect, a different design look and feel, it also brings another type of filling mechanism, which is the piston fill. So those are three reasons why I would think someone who's using the 992 could possibly kind of you know, look for in terms of an upgrade or a different writing experience. So I hope you liked today's video. Let me know your comments. Did you start off with a Jinhao 992 in your fountain pen journey? I would like to know what other pens you progressed to after getting this pen. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.